If you're in a situation that your ex hates you and you still want to get her back, watch this video because I'm going to show you what are your chances and what you can do to get her back if she hates you. I was talking to one of my clients. His name is Dan. He cheated on her. He called me and said his ex called him and said, hey, it's been 10 days since you left. Every night for past 10 days, I've been crying. I hate you for breaking us and our family. And I don't ever want to get back together with you or not. And he was asking me, what are the chances of him and her getting back together? Any emotion is good. It's not good that she's suffering, but any emotion is good. If she is in a position that she doesn't care, she doesn't call you, she doesn't feel anything, that's not good because you want emotions. If your ex is angry at you, I know it doesn't sound good, but it's a good thing because somebody who doesn't care doesn't get angry. So that's the big mistake that guys make. They say, oh, dude, it's over. She told me she's mad at me. She never wants to see me again. She told me she want to go rebound. She wants to go travel. She doesn't want to have to do anything with me. But she sends me these messages. She called me. She told me this. She called me and cry. And she tells her friends about it. And her mutual friends say this. If she doesn't care, she wouldn't see an emotion. So any emotion is good. Obviously, positive emotions are better. But absence of emotion is not good. So if you see like a couple of months with absolutely no emotions, hey, whatever, you want to go meet somebody else, that's cool. That's where you don't want to be. But if she's mad at you, it means she cares. Now, what to do from here forward to get her back, it's completely up to you. The same thing that I told Dan. I said, you got to make this choice here. For example, he told me I want to go to her place. I want to go talk to her, to our place. I want to go talk to her. But the problem is I went there and it was really sad and I had regrets. And I started to apologize and I started crying. Then I started to cry as well. And every time I want to talk to her about it on the phone also, I also burst in tears because I realized what I've done to her. You need to create a dynamic that this dynamic is positive. It is where you want to be. Where do you want to be with this girl? Do you want to be sad? Do you want to be crying? Do you want to be upset all the time? No, think about the perfect situation that you want to be with this girl. Cool. Let's say we move on. We move forward. She forgive you. You forgive yourself. You need to build that dynamic first in your head, then invite her to come to that dynamic. So will you get her back or not? It depends on you. If you're a kind of guy, if you understand this and if you can build that dynamic, if you be able to do that and move her to your dynamic, to your reality, then yeah, you have a chance of getting back together. But if you allow whatever is happening between you guys become the new norm, if her sad reality, if her anger becomes a new reality, and she will suck in that reality. So you become this guy that she calls all the time and she bash, and you become this guy who constantly apologizes. You become this guy that 2 months later still, hey, I'm sorry for what I did. Dude, things happen. You need to have a very strong belief about what happened. You know what? I totally fucked up. I made a mistake and I'm sorry. And I want to make things work. If you don't want to do it, I totally understand. It was breaking your trust, breaking my trust, and there's absolutely no explanation for that. And that's it. You don't need to cry, dude. You don't need to beg anymore. You don't need to become this guy that her and her sister and her family and everybody else bash all the time. You gotta forgive yourself. Build that reality. Tell yourself it's totally fine. Things broke. She hates me. Maybe you took her for granted for any reason. She hates you. That has to stop. Because for her to be with you, you have to be an attractive guy. For you to be attractive, it means you have to have good feelings about yourself. For you to have good feelings about yourself, it means you have to think about yourself a certain way. And a guy who thinks highly of himself is a guy who is worthy, thinks high about himself, isn't good about himself, is a guy who women come to. And she's going to test the hell out of you. If you feel that she hates you, if you tell her she hates you, you need to set boundaries here. It's a crazy thing that I see sometimes guys get into this. And because the dude was busy at work, he didn't give her attention, then they lost their chemistry, and then she goes and he goes and their family breaks, and she says, you know what, I don't feel like I'm like your wife, I want to meet somebody else, and the family breaks. And this dude accepts that, okay, I totally fucked up now, maybe it's okay that she left. Dude, no, you gotta stand up for yourself. You know, you don't deserve to be hated. Nobody deserves to be hated, dude. For anything, you guys promise each other to be together, your partner. One solid apology and that's it. That's it. You didn't do that to hurt her. I'm sure you didn't do that to hurt her. I don't want it to become the punching bag. Another thing that you need to understand is that emotions will pass. Emotions will always pass. Emotions will pass. Don't fall for this as the permanent thing. This will pass. Every time something bad like this happens, it'll pass. It's just emotions. It's just emotions. Yeah, some people hold a grudge more. Some people talk about it for longer, but it's just emotions. Do not give in. The reason I keep pushing this is because I see guys, they create a bad dynamic, they become haters, and they take this as their reality and they start to be that guy. Dude, it will pass. She will follow you if she sees you have the willingness to walk away, if she sees you're cool, if she sees you don't think today is the last day. The reason most guys are afraid of this, the reason most guys are okay to be bashed and punished and bombarded with negative things, oh, you are that guy, I hate you, and they still stick around, is because they think today is the last time I'm going to see her. No, dude. This is a long-term game. This is just another episode of your relationship. This is going to continue. So for you to be able to go to the next episode, you have to finish this episode. And this episode that you're being hated, it has to end, dude. You don't deserve to be regarded. Oh my God, you cheated. What do you want to do? Do you want to be this person for the rest of your life that she hates you and she bashes you? Of course not. Dude, it's time to move. It's time for you to move forward. So I want you from this point forward, never self-criticize. Another message I got from one of these guys, he sent me the message that he told his ex, oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, I'm so undeserving of you. I'm not. He keeps self-criticizing, keeps saying bad things about himself. When you say those things about yourself, then she also learns that, oh, it's okay to say bad things about him. She doesn't want you to be like this. She wants you to stand up for yourself. She wants you to apologize for whatever you did. If you did anything wrong, for any reason, you cheated, you took it for granted, you didn't give her attention, whatever, apologize. Then stand up for yourself. Hey, this is who I am. I'm totally fine with who I am. These are my boundaries, and I don't want to hear that from you anymore. And if you continue to say those things about me, I don't want to talk to you anymore. That's where you should be. You cannot be afraid of losing. You cannot be afraid of, oh, I'm going to lose her forever. If you're afraid of that, the fear will only push her further and further. So you don't want to get there. The next thing I want to say, I want you to constantly watch the dynamic between you and her and teach her this. Like I just said, teach her that, all right, that's cool, you fell out of love with me, but this doesn't mean you should hate me forever. If you want to have hate, I don't want to be around you. One of the guys that I was working with, and I really love this guy, he was a Marine, and unfortunately things fell apart with him and his wife. And he got to this position and his wife said, I hate you, I don't want to live with you anymore. He got to a position that it became like a daily thing. Every day at home, her mom and her sister come to their place and start to say bad things about him. It became a pattern. He was getting bullied every single day. Oh, you did this. Oh, you're undeserving. You did this. He wasn't saying anything because he thought, oh, you know what? I made a mistake. I took her for granted. I didn't give her attention. Now I deserve this. I don't want this dynamic to become a pattern. If you want to get her back, you got to remember, man, at one point you have to show her you're willing to walk away. If you don't show that, getting her back becomes impossible because she wouldn't want to be with you. She will come back with you if there are a few elements in place. And one of these elements is that you have willingness to walk away. And I want you to also remember the last thing, beware of the cat and mouse dynamic. Imagine a mouse in a box and a cat from top playing with this mouse. She realizes, wait a minute, he is full of guilt and all these negative feelings. He's afraid of leaving me, and let me play with him. And the more you allow this, the more negative emotions she will develop for you. All of these you see is going back to one thing. A human, you made a mistake, that's cool. That's what makes you a human, and making a mistake. Own it. You're not totally fucked up. You want to continue to do this? I don't want to hear it. I already apologize. I said I'm sorry for whatever you did, man. For whatever you did. You have to take care of yourself. If you want her to accept you back, she needs to see that you have boundaries and you're standing up for yourself. So don't become that mouse in the box that the cat is playing. Don't become that cat. Don't become that mouse. If you want to get your ex back, there's a lot of inner game elements that you need to learn. Yeah, communication is one thing, but for you to be able to communicate assertively, there are a lot of other things that you need to learn as well. If you want to learn that, first thing, download my book. The link is in the description. Also subscribe to my channel if you want to watch more videos about this. And if you find this video useful, hit the like button. I'm here to help you get out of this, gain your confidence back, and get your ex back. This is Ben. See you in the next video.